So I've had the Xbox Ally X for a few months now, and I love the power and ergonomics. But the thing that's driving me insane and everybody else around me insane are the loud, clanky face buttons. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I did to my Xbox Ally X to make it sound like this. And the best part, it's easy to do and it's reversible. So if you want to do this mod, I'm going to show you all the items you need and all the steps you need to do that. So let's get right into it. You're going to need a few items to perform this mod. So I'm going to leave a few links in the description below if you'd like to purchase them there. But honestly, you can probably find most of these items at like Home Depot, Walmart, or whatever local store you have in your area. But there are a few that I only found on Amazon, so you might need to purchase those on Amazon. Anyways, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a small screwdriver to open your device. I don't know the exact size, but I just bought this kit from Walmart. You're going to need a plastic card or guitar pick or something similar to help pry apart the Xbox Ally X. I just used my old driver's license. You'll need a safe place to hold all your screws, like a bowl, a cup, or whatever you have on hand. You're going to need a bottle of Elmer's No Wrinkle Rubber Cement. It's going to help absorb some of the impact of the button press on the way down and on the way up. You're going to need some keyboard switch lube. This will also help absorb some of the impact, but it's mainly used to make sure your buttons keep moving smoothly. A box of conductive rubber pads. This one I found on Amazon, and you'll probably have to get it from Amazon too. At least 2 small paintbrushes. This was from a pack at Walmart. You're going to need a set of precision tweezers, or regular tweezers should be fine as well. Just something to help you pick up those conductive pads I mentioned earlier. And probably some napkins, a rag, or a towel, just in case it gets a little messy. And that's all our items. So we're going to get started with opening the Xbox Ally X. If you already know how to do that, or if you're interested in just seeing what the mod entails, you can just skip to this timestamp right here. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is power off your device completely by shutting it down. Flip it over and place it on a soft towel or something just to keep it a little safer. It's probably not necessary, but it makes me feel a little better. Next, locate the main screws here and go ahead and unscrew them all. This one in the center won't completely come out of your Xbox Ally X, but just make sure it's all the way unscrewed. Then below the device, you'll have 3 smaller screws. Be sure to take all 3 of those out as well. Once you get all those screws out, we can begin to open the device. I like to start on the top near the power button. All I do is wiggle my plastic card and twist it once it's inside to pry that section apart. Then I do the same process over the other side on the top. Then I do the same thing on this handle. Then I flip it around and do it on the other handle as well. After that, you can open your Xbox Ally X, but just be careful. There's a small ribbon connecting the 2 halves together. So slowly open your device up like this and disconnect the ribbon cable. All you need to do is flip this little black switch right here, and then you can pull the ribbon out. And now you can put the back plate somewhere safe. Now that we have the device open, we can get to work inside. First, unplug the battery. I'm not 100% sure if it's necessary, but I like to do it to be safe. All I do is grab the battery wire from here. I hold the Xbox down a little bit, and then I just pull the wire up. Next, let's remove this trigger located over here. You'll need to remove the 2 screws located here. Once that's done, I just like to dangle the trigger over the device like this. I know there's a small cable here holding it together, but honestly the wire looks so thin and fragile that I just would rather leave it alone. With that trigger button out of the way, now we can get to the ABXY button board located here. Make sure to remove the small ribbon cable first here, and then remove the 2 screws holding the board in place. Once the 2 screws are out, I just like to grab these 2 little nipples or udders or whatever they're called, and I just pull it up to pull the board out. Now we can go ahead and take the buttons out. I just like to put my hand underneath the device and I just push on the buttons so they fly out. With all that done, we can start on the 3 mods. I know 3 mods sounds like a lot, but they're actually pretty simple and pretty quick to do. I just wanted to separate them to make it easier to follow. Anywho, let's start on mod number 1. This one's going to be called Nub Cushioning. What we're going to do is add a layer of rubber above each nub on each button, and what it's going to do is soften the impact of the button as it flies up and hits the Xbox Ally shell after a button release. So basically, after you press a button and you let it go, the button flies back up and it hits itself on the Xbox Ally X plastic, and it makes this very loud clanky sound. But with that cushion, it's going to make the impact softer and it's going to absorb some of the sound. Anywho, here are the items you're going to need to perform that mod. You're going to need your bottle of Elmer's rubber cement, one small paintbrush, and all of your A, B, X, Y buttons. Start by opening your rubber cement and give it a little stir. Then pull out that big brush that's inside your rubber cement bottle and using a little brush, dip your little brush into that to extract some of the rubber cement. Next, take that glob of rubber cement and apply it on top of one of your nubs found on the A, B, X, Y buttons like this. Repeat this process for every single one of your nubs and allow them to dry for about 15 to 30 minutes. After your first layer has dried, do one more layer on top and then allow that to dry as well. After those 2 layers, it should look something like this. If your rubber looks a little thinner than mine, repeat the process until it looks similar to mine. It doesn't need to be exact, but just close enough. And once you've done that, you're done with mod number 1. Now let's move on to mod number 2. For mod number 2, we're just going to apply some lubricant on the buttons and on the Xbox Ally shell. So for mod number 2, you're going to need the following items. Your bottle of a keyboard switch lube, a new small paintbrush, don't use the old one, your ABXY buttons, and your Xbox Ally shell. The first area you're going to apply keyboard lube is your ABXY buttons. Go ahead and grab a little bit of that keyboard switch lube and just paint it around your ABXY buttons like this. Then after that, grab a little bit more switch lube and apply the lube to the face button area where the buttons sit. So that's it for mod number 2. Easy, right? Let's move on to mod number 3. Mod number 3 is called button cushioning. What we're essentially going to do is add some rubber cement in the rubber membrane to cushion the impact of the button press going down. So it's similar to the first mod. Just like we cushion the impact of the button on the way up, we need to do it on the way down as well. Let me show you how to do the mod. For mod number 3, you're going to need the following items. A bottle of Elmer's rubber cement, your Xbox Ally X rubber membrane for your buttons, a box of replacement conductive pads. You'll actually only need the bag from this area as it contains the same size pads as the one currently inside your Xbox Ally X. A pair of tweezers, and the same paintbrush you used earlier for mod number 1. Make sure it's the paintbrush from mod number 1. Let's get started. Start by taking off the rubber membrane from the button circuit board and place it upside down like this. Next, grab your rubber cement and a small paintbrush. Just like before, open the rubber cement, stir it a bit, then pull out the included brush out slightly. Now grab your small brush and dip it into the big brush to grab some of that rubber cement. Then place that rubber cement inside one of the rubber membrane holes like this. Next, carefully place a rubber conductive pad on top with one of your tweezers. Press it down slightly and don't allow any of the rubber cement to go on top of the new pad. Repeat this for the remaining 3 rubber membrane holes and allow them to dry all for 30 minutes. Once 30 minutes have passed, I like to test the membrane to be sure that enough glue was used. And to do that, I simply turn the rubber membrane over and I mash each button several times. If your extra rubber conductive pad stays on, you did it correctly. If the pad comes off as you're mashing, you'll need to peel off the existing rubber cement off your rubber membrane and off your rubber conductive pad, and try the gluing process again, but this time using more glue. Repeat this process if necessary until your rubber pads don't come off with mashing. Alright, now that all the steps are done, it's time to put the Xbox Ally X back together. Go ahead and insert your buttons back in the correct spots. A is at the bottom, X on the right, B on the left, and Y on top. Next, attach your membrane to the small ABXY button board. What I like to do is line up the udders to the holes and make sure they go through a little bit like this. Then I grab each udder from the other side and pull each one until it goes all the way through. Then place the board back in, screw it in, and reconnect the ribbon cable to it. Screw in your trigger, Reconnect the battery, and connect the ribbon cable to the back plate. Snap together the two pieces of the Xbox Ally X together until it's all closed. And insert all the screws on the back of the plate and the bottom. And finally, plug in your device to the original charger and turn it back on. Your Xbox Ally X button mod is now complete.
Jamming.
Go ahead and test it out for a little bit and see if you like the results. It's going to feel a little bit different, but it's going to be extremely quiet. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this process is reversible. So if you don't like this mod for any reason, you can go back inside, peel off that rubber cement, and go back to annoying all your friends and family. Anywho, what do you think about this mod? Was it easy to do? Are your buttons a lot quieter now? Can you finally game in front of your friends and family without driving them insane? Leave all your comments in the comment section below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. If you're feeling extra nice, why not leave a like and subscribe on the video so other people can find it and also game quietly. I do have more quiet mods in mind, so if you want to see those, be sure you're subscribed and you'll be the first to see them. Anywho, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Happy quiet gaming.